Cardano holders, welcome back. And we are going to talk ADA in this video as we do each and every single day. And there's two matters of discussion I want to touch upon. Okay, there's a crucial Cardano metric that has been approved by the IOG, as well as Hoskinson firing at the critics, right? Another kind of attack, I guess he would say, that he has spent a lot of time to debunk. And we're going to talk about a smear campaign against ADA. So if you are a holder, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video. We do talk Cardano each and every single day right here on the channel. If you're following along on X, make sure you give me a follow on that platform as well. And let's get down into the news. All right. And the first thing I want to share with you guys, we will look into the crypto bubbles. And this is where you're going to find another red day across the board as we look at the top 100. And going down the board a little bit, we're going to find ADA here in the 9th spot in market cap, still trading at 73.53. I'll give you guys my insight on that as well as we pull up the trading view. And as we look at Cardano, you can kind of talk about it down 1.76% as we currently are trading. But the move we have seen with all cryptos right now is what is worth repeating, okay? And if we zoom in on ADA on the short-term window, you can look back into this date right here. May 8th was 30 days after April 8th, and that was where we have continued this uptrend. And if you were buying when we were talking about Cardano back here April 8th to where we are at right here, right now, almost 40% up in just a little bit over 1 month's time. Okay, so 51 days, we have seen a significant move to the upside. And I know it's kind of short-lived. It's nothing really historical that we're going to press upon. But as where Cardano is trading amongst these moving averages, you can kind of make the case and argument that we can continue this move because I think right now the rest of the crypto world is sleeping. That's just how I'm going to put it, right? Bitcoin was pressing 111,000, now has since sold down to 107. And Ethereum, though, doing exceedingly well, holding true above 2,600. I think that right now the world is just against a wall, okay? I think that right now we have all of this great technology, use case, there is that traders are not sure where this goes from here. Institutionally, the big boys, the whales at the top, they're not willing to divulge any capital into the markets right now until we get a little bit of a tipping of the scale, if you will, to where Cardano's headed, okay? And that's how I feel about it. But at 73 cents, if we look at it on the bubbles and you see over the last 365 days, anybody watching this video would take Cardano up 60+%, and that's kind of how I feel about it. So I have bought Cardano as high as $3, and I have bought Cardano as low as 19 cents. So definitely been interesting to follow. We do talk about it each and every single day. So I do appreciate all of my subscribers tuning in every single day. It really does mean the world to hear on the channel. Okay, but as we get deeper into this headline, we're going to talk about kind of these two headlines that I want to discuss. But first, if you are looking to start trading more crypto, you want to make a switch, check out my link down below for BTCC. There's an exciting promotion. All you do is click my link. It will apply the promo to your sign-up page that you just saw above. And then from there, guys, 10% bonus on your first-time deposits, 40% lower trading fees using my link. There's no VPN or KYC necessary, 14 plus years in the industry. So if you are a spot or leverage trader, check out my link down below. Get started trading today on BTCC. As always, make sure it's right for you and your financial journey. Do your due diligence. And remember, not financial advice, okay? But this is the first one that we want to talk about. It is relevant, right? The crucial metric approved by the IOG. This is where we look at the story that Cardano really has been telling, I think personally, as we look at kind of where we're talking about the net change limit, okay? And that is something where Cardano has been moving, but I think there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we have to talk about. And this is the first one on the board for today. As we look at the maximum amount of ADA that can be withdrawn from the treasury this year, this is where you see the quote from their post on X from the IOG. The action under consideration, the 2025 Cardano NCL, is an info action, okay? And the Constitution permits that members of the committee to express their views on it. And given the importance of the NCL to the later budget and treasury withdrawals, you can see kind of how this decision taking place today highlights the approval essential for budgeting and the funding processes within Cardano and its ecosystem. So a very big decision that will kind of shape a lot of the stuff going behind the scenes. Cardano on this price action of the day, it's really not going to do much. But as we look at kind of what we're seeing here, the TVL has fallen again after an upsurge that we have seen since early May. And a lot of people say, hey, okay, here's another Cardano metric, but it's not doing anything for us as holders. Okay. But it is important to understand there's a project on Cardano that I just invested in. I'm going to leave the name out of this video. But within the DeFi side of things, that I don't think a lot of Cardano people get involved with, but you look at what goes on Solana, Ethereum, that's definitely something lagging, where I think that if Cardano's DeFi side could boom, that's kind of all we need to take Cardano solidified above $1.50, in my personal opinion. Not financial advice, as always, but that's just kind of what I think it's lacking in this regard. Okay. But we have seen an 18% upsurge in just 2 weeks. That's where the TVL reached a local peak of 415 million on May 11th. Okay, but as we look at it today, guys, dropping below 350 on Liquid, MinSwap, and Indigo, being the dominant DeFi, being the dominant DeFis that we are going to kind of talk about if you want to kind of illustrate the TVLs. Now, the other thing I will say about this is it's a very important to understand that within the midnight airdrop coming about, a lot of traders are gearing up for that. It's something that is on the horizon. And I think that, you talk about kind of the narrative, want to see what it does to the price. Obviously, when you do have airdrops that go on, people do look at potentially more of an inflationary move, and then they will liquidate that. And then obviously that will cause the price to go down. So we will kind of follow that when that does come to fruition. But that's just a little side note on kind of where Cardano's headed. But the other thing that I want to touch upon, okay, Optum Finance, that's where the $600 million that was used as a smear campaign against Cardano within that talks with what Hoskinson may have done or may have not have done. But I just want to kind of illustrate that a lot of people are coming at Cardano, and good press in that regard, and that has been controversial as the ecosystem that is reporting to kind of come after Hoskinson and Cardano in a series of tweets and posts on X that basically he has used the protocol to the tune of about figures of customers' ADA tokens in a slanderous effort against the Cardano ecosystem. Okay. And that's kind of what we've seen, talking about Hoskinson potentially inserting a hidden code into Cardano's Allegra hard fork back in 2021 that diverted roughly 318 million ADA. That was roughly $609 million at the time from unclaimed ICO funds. Very controversial. But I want to share kind of insight into the Cardano faithful, as we have not seen the price impact you would kind of talk about with the misappropriation of $600 million at the time. So despite this allegation, I think Cardano has held true and has held strong. Okay, and that's where we see Hoskinson cutting ties with Optum Finance and kind of looking at his remarks saying that they lied about the 600 million being stolen. They went out of their way to attempt to spread this message to every influencer possible and media agencies. And yeah, that's not cool. So that's kind of where you talk about FUD. Well, this is FUD in the highest degree. And I did not really speak upon one side or the other. I just kind of shared the fact that this was going on. So please keep that in mind, as I was not looking to FUD Cardano in any of my efforts to share with you guys the news and headlines. And this, in fact, is not one of those efforts as well. It's just kind of me stating that, hey, Hoskinson is basically attacking Optum Finance within this misappropriation claim and has cut ties with Optum Finance, which in my opinion is a really good follow-up because looking at this, any Optum competitor is a friend of mine. So Hoskinson is definitely getting into the ring and really making his presence known, as Optum Finance now seeing their token dip about 23.7% due to this. So that's a huge mistake for Optum Finance, okay? And that's kind of where you see their rebuttal. We made a mistake in not having the DAO choose delegation and choosing a politically charged DREP. We'll move forward, continue to ship great products, and we'll rise above the noise. Well, I think the time has come too late for them, as Hoskinson really kind of put a nail in the coffin, and that's pretty evident as we see the price of Optum going down almost 24%. So as it relates to Cardano, nothing really crazy happening. We touched upon the chart, the price action. For me, guys, we need to get back above $1, okay? We get back above $1, then we can talk about kind of what we've seen here at $1.15 and above. But the steady rise that we've seen in all of crypto is taking a back seat right now, as crypto has not, I think crash is a very overused word. Pulled back would be a very good term. But if we look back to where we were on April 8th, I think this is just more so reclaiming territory that we once had and had very much a familiarity with, as Cardano now is trading sideways at around 73, 75 cents. It's above 60. That's the big thing, right? 60 cents was that kind of line that I had drawn right here. You can kind of see it from the last time. And anytime that we are trading above this, that's where I think Cardano is in a very good position, waiting for that next tailwind to take us to some more reclaimed highs that we were once setting back in the late part of 2024 and the early part of 2025. So for me, guys, it's going to be just continuing the news, continuing to stay up to date with what Cardano is doing on chain. And outside of that, we'll follow the price action and hope that we can reclaim $1 very, very shortly. So appreciate you guys following along. As always, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe down below, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.